Hi everybody, here we are back for our Merville mittens. So here we have our thumb gusset all created after you've done your 10 rounds from your shaped thumb up to this point. You should have 38 stitches now on your needles. And we're ready now to put some stitches aside for the thumb for later. Just to show that you don't need a fancy stitch holder. I mean, if you've got a stitch holder, great. I have a kilt pin, but you can use a safety pin. Doesn't really have to be a proper stitch holder because we're just going to be holding a few stitches. So if you look on your next round, it says knit 5. Okay, so we're going to knit 5 normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we are going to slip the next 10 stitches onto our little holder for the thumb, or onto your pin or your holder, whatever you've got. So literally you're just going to slide them on from the needle onto there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are your thumb stitches, and they are going to get left until a later date and forgotten about. Okay, so we have those on the holder, and now we're going to knit to the end of the round, sort of like nothing has happened. So here's our first 5 stitches that we did. Here's the 10 stitches for the thumb, and we are going to completely ignore them and just start knitting into the rest of the stitches in our round. So I'm just literally going to forget these are here. They can either go to the inside or the outside, wherever. Outside's probably easier. And just start knitting. Now you want to make sure that you pull your yarn up nice and tight right there so that we've joined that gap. There's the 10 thumb stitches. So now we have created, we're back down to 28 stitches, and we've created the hand of our mitten by doing that. Okay, so you would knit to the end of your round, and we are back down to 28 as we were before. Okay, so pretend I'm going round and round, and you're going to continue on these 28 stitches, ignoring your 10 thumb stitches till later. You're going to continue on these 28 for, if you're doing a small or medium adult size, about 20 rounds of stocking stitch, just knit. About 22 rounds for a larger adult. I would have a fairly small hand. I would do 20 rounds for me. Maybe 22, even 24 for a larger man's hand. And that's the beauty of mittens, is that it's a nice sort of a template sort of pattern, this mitten. So if if you're making them for someone with a particularly small hand, you could do them on maybe a 5.5 millimeter needle to bring them down a bit. If you were making them for kids, you could take it down to a 5. Likewise, if you had someone with a very large hand and you felt like you needed to do, like I say, 24 or 26 rounds for the hand part, you could do that, as long as you keep track and do that for the second mitten so that they're a pair. Just keep that in mind. So like I say, we're just going now in the round, back on those 28 stitches now for approximately 20 or 22 rounds, depending on what size you want to do. And so now just carry on, and we will deal with the thumb later on. When we come back 2 days from now, we will deal with shaping the top of the mitten, the top of the hand, and we'll go from there. So your homework is to do that that little round where we got rid of those 10 stitches on the holder or the pin, and do your homework of your 20 rounds or 22 rounds for the hand. And it's starting to look like a mitten. Go figure. And so carry on and have fun, and we'll see you 2 days from now.